Hello, beautiful souls. Dale Allen Hoffman here. I'm in Asheville. It's actually right over there, Asheville, the Appalachian City of Light. Been living here for close to 15 years. Today just happens to be my 45th spin around the sun on this particular incarnation, May 2nd, born in 1972. And walked out here to the meadow overlooking the city, get a little bit of peace time, nature time with the nature spirits, of course. Ruminate, feel out where I've been, where I am, where I'm going. There's just so much going on in the world right now. It's kind of indicative to that is that I have such a commitment to whenever I'm speaking to be barefoot, even when I do radio interviews. If anybody's ever seen me live, I don't wear shoes, that I'm actually standing in glass right now, shards of broken glass. I thought maybe this one time I can just do it in sandals. It's like, no, I really want to feel that connection to the earth. So I'm being a little careful in my stepping. Hey, look, I've walked on fire a dozen times, so I would say this is not much compared to 1,200 degree coals. It's all happening, isn't it? I said that right before the turn of the new year and then right after the turn of the new year, and I've been continuing to say that in my videos that it's all up. All the relationship stuff is up. I'm almost, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm definitely pretty, impressed isn't the word. It's pretty profound how many people are contacting me with relationship issues, saying that all these things that they haven't dealt with in relationships for the last 10, 20 years are all of a sudden dumping out. It's what we said was going to happen. These next couple of months are going to be kind of interesting, not only on the personal and relationship level, but on the macro level in the world and actually beyond Earth and what's going on here. There's a lot of intense shifts coming. There's a lot of intense shifts that are happening right now. The way I have been equating this is as if we had a bit of time where we were up at the top of the roller coaster and we were able to feel that sort of still point, that moment of buoyancy, of that sort of non-gravity floating, and then whoosh, we started going straight down. And now we're in a bit of a hairpin turn. And your focus in those moments isn't about what you're thinking. Change your thoughts, change your life. That's cute. It's not really taking care of what you feel below those thoughts. All you're thinking of in those hairpin turns is about balance. You're not even thinking, how do I stay in balance? It's almost like an inner GPS system. For years, we've had maps that we used, whether it's philosophy, science, religion, etc. We're getting into places now where the maps no longer apply. It's an inner innate GPS. And we have those nature beings that we can lean on that we tend not to. We need to start getting out in nature more. It's just incredible. I see the old paradigms that are falling away and have fallen away, and I see a lot of resistance to the new paradigms. And I talk about the old versus new paradigms a lot, especially in terms of my offerings in this particular incarnation. Though I've been studying these things since I was 7 years old. That's 1979. The biblical insights, etc. Yeah, I know that's normal for a 7-year-old. I always say that, but teaching them for 26 years, doing it full-time for 10, supporting a family, and being on the road. Well, actually, for 11 now. It's 11 years now, supporting a family, doing only this. No little side things. And I see the old paradigm in the sort of spirituality, new age, new thought, etc. movements where you create that clean, sheeny mask, strong, confident, sugary, positive, and you market that mask. But that's not going to work anymore. The younger generations especially, and just those wrapped across all the generations, the awake generation, the now thought, something that's so much more profound. And it's not about marketing some kind of perfected mask or persona now. It's about actually bringing forth exactly who we are. Not everybody's going to be ready for that. Not everybody's going to be ready for that, because as those very, very bright, strong, fiery catalysts come forward, lots of people, what their response, of course, is natural for us as humans, is that whatever's resonating in our system is going to come up. So Martin Luther King, not everybody loved Martin Luther King. Not everybody loved JFK. Not everybody loved Yeshua. If it's true that he was hung on a stick, then I'd say that's a pretty good marker of that. But that doesn't mean that what he was offering wasn't real or true or calibrated or whole and holy. That's something that's really important for us to remember, that what we're seeing in terms of the world and our relationships and what's out there and our teachers, etc., isn't necessarily what's there. It's actually what's resonating in our own temple, our own energy body. That's something that's so important. It's one of the biggest lessons to get and to learn. In my mentoring program, I guess I'll give a little bit of an update of the mentoring program. It's been truly epic. It's been amazing. I've been working with, I'm not actually sure, just less than 10 people for the past several months. And I thought actually recently that several of the people who had got in on the 3-month level would be kind of dropping out and we would have space for new people. But what ended up happening is not a single person has dropped out yet. They just keep re-upping. But I am actually now going to be focusing only on the 3-month mentoring program. I'm no longer, except in a special circumstance, going to be offering the 1 year and 6 month. And the reason for that is I need to be able to be mobile to know that I can always see just a few months out, because there's this very strong knowing intuition that there's going to be some very profound changes for my life, my work, and that with my beautiful wife, Loretta, who would be up here today with me with this video, except that since it's my birthday, I'm kind of just doing this solo. She's back home working on some brakes on one of our cars. But I clearly see that in the mentoring program, I've been able to really, truly go so deep with a few people without needing to dumb it down, so to speak, talking to 200 people. And I love that too. I'm not saying I love dumbing it down per se, but I love streamlining, distilling, and being in that pure essence. But I just was jonesing. I needed to be able to really focus and go wholly deep, completely unfiltered with a few souls for a while. I'm not going to be doing that past this year. So we discontinue the 1 year program and the 6-month program, though we have some that are working through in that. And what we're doing now is we're just offering the 3-month program. But this is the thing. It's not necessarily, we're not really calculating it by months. We're calculating it by sessions. So a 3-month program, 1 session per week is 12 sessions. There's some people that are doing them every 2 weeks. There are some that are doing them twice a week. So we've got a couple that are really on the fast track. And here's what I'm saying. If you had any thoughts about being on the fence in the mentoring program, this is the time to step into that, because I'm not going to be offering spaces much longer. And if you've got issues with payment, we can do payment plans. We've been doing it. We've been working with whatever people can do in terms of when they can pay, and chunks every couple of weeks or month rather than one big huge lump sum. There needs to be that energetic exchange, not necessarily completely of money, but this is enabling me to be at home and not have to be out on the road. So it blows my mind. And sometimes it's kind of hard not to laugh when I go to the other side of the United States of America or even Canada and someone says, you should be doing this for free. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. You're getting the teachings for free, but I had airfare here. I've got car rentals and gas and food and expenses and marketing. Plus, I've got rent, and my children like to eat several times a day, all that. Without meaning to be funny, it's just the way it is. I find it baffling that I remember an experience in California. I almost said where. In California about 2 years ago, where someone had told me, you should be doing this for free. And I saw her put a $20 bill in the love offering plate and take out a 10. And I was like, well, that's interesting. And then she said she didn't have anything else. And later that night, I ran into her at an Olive Garden at the bar, actually throwing $50 bills down on the bar. That's an interesting thing. We pay for sports events. We don't think about that. We pay for concerts. You just pay what it is you're supposed to pay. You go to the doctor's office, you pay whatever it is that the doctor is asking you to pay. But for some reason, when it comes to spiritual teachings, I don't see value there for our teachers, and that includes the conscious singers, musicians, etc. It costs money to do this, and it costs gargantuan amounts of money to go on the road and take this out to the people. And while I do still love doing that, we'll be doing that a lot this summer, actually, with retreats, which I'll talk about in a few moments. I needed to be able to come home and kind of nest with my family for a while. Shemaiah, the Aramaic word for heaven, our little 5-year-old, who's about to turn 6 in about a week and a half on May 19th, and on our daughter Lucinda is going to turn 18 on May 26th. Shemaiah started kindergarten back in September, and I knew I didn't want to miss that because I was always away, always away, always away. And here I was out for weeks on end at a time, and people are telling me I should be doing it for free. And I'm out away from my family, my gorgeous, beautiful wife, my beautiful children, all 3 of them. And it's an interesting thing to hear that. These kinds of old paradigms need to change. There needs to be support for those who are actually offering enrichment of life, whether it be music or offering communities. People want to go to spiritual centers and not put money in the plate, not even thinking or even caring in some cases about what it takes to actually run that center. Being a little honest about my allergies, if you hear me snorting and sniffling a little bit, it's definitely allergy season. Our car is actually yellow. When I walked away from it just a little while ago to do this video, it was yellow. So there's lots of pollen out. So let's get into the retreats actually here. Loretta and I are baffled by one thing. It's interesting that all these years we've only been offering retreats we've never offered a full-blown couples retreat. It's always been for singles, couples, partners, friends, and that's cool. So we finally went back to Mountain Light Sanctuary, which another thing people have been asking, please go back to Mountain Light, heaven on earth. The veil is thinner there than any place I've ever been. The orbs, the light beings, the fairies, the things that I've seen at Mountain Light, I can't explain. And we've been going there for about 13 years now. Michael Lightweaver, the caretaker there, the steward of that land, is one of our dearest friends, truly a brother, soul brother. And Loretta and I go out there quite often. We even painted some Aramaic words on the wooden seats around the crystal obelisk last year, which is pretty profound. So it's a very personal home away from home for us. We're doing a not 3-day, 2-night retreat as we have done for so many years, but 4 days and 3 nights at Mountain Light. About half of Friday, and then Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday retreat. And this retreat includes, it's couples only, and that's the thing that's got us baffled. All these years we've been offering singles retreats, and people said, please do a couples retreat. We'll register. And now we offer the couples retreat, and we get completely inundated with messages, emails, and messages on Facebook and social media saying, why don't you do a singles retreat? Why don't you do something for people opening into love or seeking to find love? And it's like, that's what we've been doing for the past 12 years. So we're baffled by that one. We do the singles retreats, everybody wants couples. We do the couples retreat that everybody asked for, and there's not a lot of people registering, although we do have several registrants, and we're doing it regardless. And I'm just wondering, when are we going to commit? When are we going to step into this? And it's ridiculously cheap, rock bottom price, what we're offering it for. And the early bird goes until June something, or I don't remember. Maybe it's May. I think it's actually May 30th that the early bird is going to expire. So the price is amazing. If you want to do payment plans, do that. If you make a commitment of a $333 deposit, that locks in your space at whatever the current rate is for it then. And then you can register for your spaces. The accommodations at Mountain Light are absolutely mind-blowing. It's amazing, built into the earth with natural water flowing around them, built into the banks of the creek. It's just amazing in the bamboo forest. It's just one of those incredible places. you can't really truly comprehend from photos. It's just not possible. You have to actually be there. When you step onto that land, you'll feel it. So that couples retreat is in July, and the dates are on my website. It's mid-July. I'm trying to remember exactly. Is it the 14th through the 16th or the 14th through the 17th maybe? I think that is. So it's a Friday through a Monday. And we'll have you out of there mid-afternoon on Monday, and it doesn't start until late afternoon on Friday. We're going to go to the Asheville Drum Circle. We'll be serving most of the meals, but we're going to walk to a local farm for breakfast on Saturday. That's amazing, family farm. We're going to be going probably into Weaverville to do dinner a couple of times. We're going to have a picnic in the mountains. We're going to be swimming in natural water slides and waterfalls. We're going to be doing hiking. It's a truly amazing experience for couples. I'm really seeing that right now where people feel like they're starting to lose their grip in some ways in relationship. And if not now, when? When are you going to commit to that? So what I'm saying is, if you've got financial issues, talk to us. And we don't normally put that out there publicly. When people contact us and say they've got issues, we do have 2 partial scholarships for 2 different couples. So approach us, give us a call. You can email office@daleallenhoffman.com or Aramaic Healing Circle @yahoo.com, or call our office number, which I can't believe I'm putting it on a video, but the office number here in Asheville is 828-707-5877. That's 828-707-5877. That's our office number. Leave a message if we don't answer right away, and we'll get back with you. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in the mentoring or in that couples retreat, get a hold of us, and we'll figure that out. Now, there's the Asheville retreat. That is unique unto itself. It's couples only. We want to keep that intimate. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be married. Gender means nothing. If you're a couple, you're a couple. We'd prefer if it was human and human. The animal thing, maybe we can work into at some later date in another lifetime. I don't think we're going to do that now, but the Asheville retreat is mid-July. At the end of July, actually, we're going to be going out to Kansas City to a beautiful location called Heart of the Dove. We've got some dear friends out there that are helping us coordinate the Sacred Fire of Ecstasy Magdalene Activation Retreat. This is not a woman or female only or feminine only retreat. It's about us allowing that tower, fortress, throne of strength, which was called Magdalita in Aramaic, which is called Eset or Esay in Egyptian, which eventually became mispronounced as Isis, which is a mispronunciation of the ancient term. But it's happening. All of a sudden, I make the statement constantly where 20 years ago I did something about Magdalene, nobody would show up. Now all of a sudden we're inundated, and we're very blessed with the women and the men and the transgendered and the gay and the lesbian humans that are coming forth saying, I'm a Magdalene. And it's not just about being a Magdalene, it's about being Christos, and we'll get deep into that. It's about finding not only the balance of how you walk through this world and enter into this world, but it's about how you get to the bridal chamber, which is something we covered in our past Sacred Fire of Ecstasy retreats without actually taking people fully into it. Now we're going fully into that. What is the bridal chamber? How do you go into that, get into that place of absolute balance between the light, the dark, the positive, the negative, the masculine, the feminine, etc., into that space in the center? How do you get to that balance between those two aspects of that singularity or continuum? We'll be doing breath work, as well as at the couples retreat, breath work, cacao, ceremonial cacao, raw cacao. We're going to do a chocolate party at these retreats where we're actually partying down on really cool chocolate treats, sacred ecstatic dance, 5 rhythms, based on the work of Gabrielle Roth, who was a very, very, very dear mentor of mine back when I was a teenager in the early 90s, long before people had ever heard of her. I was working with Gabs, and she was amazing. We lost her to cancer a couple of years ago, so I'm going to feel her presence very palpable as we're moving through that. The retreat in Kansas City is at the end. That's a non-residential retreat. It's at the end of July. Non-residential, we will not be serving meals. We'll be doing picnics and things like that at that one. So it's going to be significantly a bit less of an investment than the Asheville one. A completely different location. Heart of the Dove's awesome. It's not Mountain Light. It's not going to be residential where you're staying there, and it's not 4 days and 3 nights. It's only 3 days and 2 nights. Okay, so it's something different. Also, the Kansas City retreat is for singles or couples, however you want to enter, as opposed to the Asheville one, which is couples only. And we're very excited to announce that in mid-August, we are also offering another Sacred Fire of Ecstasy Magdalene Activation Retreat in Sedona. I'm so freaking excited to get back to Sedona. Did an amazing event out a couple of years ago in the desert at Eden Hot Springs, our return to Eden with some locals here in Asheville of ours, Rising Appalachia, incredible musicians band, Leah, Chloe, and amazing. We went out there to all the natural hot springs, and we spent, I believe it was 5 days, 4 nights. I'm excited to get back to Sedona. Loretta and I are going to be getting out there. Now, the Sedona one, it's similar in content to what's happening in Atlantic City, except it's 4 days and 3 nights, not 3 days and 2 nights. I want to make all these things clear. And it's also a residential retreat. If you're local in Sedona and you don't want to stay there, we can work that out. But the retreat spaces in Sedona, just like at Mountain Light Sanctuary, are first come, first serve. You get the better space depending on when you register. You just even putting a deposit down will lock your space in and guarantee your participation in the retreat. In Sedona, we're going to be doing some nature hikes and walks and those gorgeous red rocks. The energy there is so palpable and beautiful. That one's going to probably sell out very quickly. Sedona's just on fire with Magdalene energy right now. And I'm really excited to take authentic, accurate ancient Aramaic teachings out there. People have been requesting me to go out there for a long time to get back out there. So we're going to do that. So let's cover these retreats quickly. In Asheville, it is mid-July. I think it's the 14th through the 17th at Mountain Light Sanctuary. It's a couples retreat called Back to the Garden. It's 4 days, 3 nights from a Friday through a Monday, mid-Friday to mid-Monday. So you'll have plenty of time to get in on Friday and out on. And you can go a day before, stay a day over at Mountain Light. That's all. The accommodations are additional there because you're going to be getting them directly with Michael Lightweaver. That's not actually included in the retreat. That's 4 days and 3 nights. Most of the meals are included. Picnicking, chocolate parties, etc. It's going to be amazing. Really getting to the intimacy and vulnerability of true relationship. So that's mid-July in Asheville, Back to the Garden retreat. Late July, the last weekend in July in Kansas City at Heart of the Dove is Sacred Fire of Ecstasy Magdalene Activation. That's 3 days and 2 nights, Friday evening through Sunday afternoon. We are not including meals in that one. It's not residential, so you can travel from wherever, get Airbnb, whatever. And then again in mid-August, we have Sedona. Sedona is also Sacred Fire of Ecstasy Magdalene Activation, but it's 4 days and 3 nights, and it is residential, and some of those meals are also going to be provided. Also, in addition to that, we're going to be announcing an Urban Mystic Retreat, which is myself, Brian Piergrossi, and John Stringer coming together again. We didn't know how that was going to work out, the last one in Asheville, and it was absolutely ecstatic. It was amazing. And it was like we had like a little sort of meeting at the end, and we were like, we're definitely going to do this again. So that's coming also. I'm not exactly sure on when the dates will be for that. And I don't know if it'll be in Asheville or Raleigh, North Carolina. We're working on that. If you would like to bring Loretta and I out to where you are, let's talk. We were going to be doing some international stuff in different places, but this seems to be happening every year. Right now, we're just going to kind of stay in the United States. Next year, we will be working with Toronto, Ireland, Slovenia, and these different areas. Finally, England. We've been talking with all these places for a while about doing stuff. So in light of all of this energy and the intensity of everything that's happening right now, it's really important that you allow your energy body to stay open and you keep going. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. We're in that, like I say, that hairpin turn on the roller coaster, and what's most important now is that we stay open, keep our breath moving, and allowing whatever frequencies that are voicing to voice themselves. It's not about right or wrong, good and bad, becoming perfect or fixing the world or anything like that. We are literally the ones we've been waiting for. We chose to be right here to be the light holders at this point in these evolutionary shifts for humanity and for all of life. What's most important right now is that we're open. Remember to connect in with nature. Go to great epic places like Asheville, North Carolina. I'm looking here, and there's the Grove Park Inn Hotel there. Right here, I'm pointing actually at the mansion, the Biltmore Estate House. We're pass holders, of course. My wife worked there for years. There's Mount Pisgah. So I'm overlooking this amazing valley. There's these beautiful birds. Almost sounds digital. Sounds like a Moog synthesizer. Beautiful. In the end, as I say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We came here for this. I came for this? I came for what's going on right now in the world? Yeah, you did. If you open yourself up, you'll realize that even though it may seem as if you're stepping on glass, you're here to navigate that. You're here to be open and to allow these energies and frequency patterns to voice. So if you're interested in any of these retreats, don't put it off. Register, at least put your deposit down. I would do it immediately, especially because the Kansas City, which we haven't formally really put out there yet, that's going to fill it, and the Sedona is probably going to go like that. So if you're interested in these, go in. We haven't put the Sedona information completely on the website yet in terms of registration. That's coming in the next couple of days. In terms of the mentoring, if you want to work one-on-one with me to have it could be weekly, bi-weekly, twice weekly for however many sessions. We can get as many sessions as you'd like, probably in pockets of 12 sessions. And what we do is we get on the phone for 60 to 90 minutes and we go wherever it is that is ripe for you, wherever is ripe for us in the moment. And I record those sessions, and you get a very high-quality studio recording. At least my end of the recording is very, very clean and clear, as if I'm in a recording studio. So we record those, and that's really where the deep mentoring comes in, as you're listening to that a couple of times during the week. And then in the next call, more stuff is popping. We send you the full set of everything I've got so that you're listening to all of my material, and you'll be watching the videos online, reading the book, all these different things. So as everything's coming up, you can actually ask me, and you're going to have personal texting access to me. So you can text me questions at any point in time, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And if there's emergencies, that we had one yesterday with someone, and I was like, well, I can be ready in 15 minutes. So we got on the ball, and we got to it. And I am truly here for you, wide open. The testimonials that have been coming in, we need to start putting those out, I guess, into the public. But it's unbelievable, the shifts and the changes that are happening for the participants. It's been truly epic, has been my word the last couple of days, and amazing and mind-blowing in the most gorgeous, beautiful sense. So I support you in whatever you choose. Remember, if you're interested in one of the retreats, the mentoring, even if you need to do payment plans or there's financial things going on, contact us. As a combination of payments, payment plans, deposits. We can find other ways to trade something. There needs to be an exchange. There needs to be that stepping forward and the acknowledgement of an exchange. Call again. Email us at office@daleallenhoffman.com or Aramaic Healing Circle at yahoo.com, or the office number is 828-707-5877, and we will work it out. Loretta will most likely be the one that'll get in touch with you to start working that out, and we'll get it worked out and start having some amazing experiences together. It's time. It's time. It is time. It's about now thought. It's about being open right now in the presence of this moment. Again, I acknowledge you for being right here, right now, for being open. And as I always say, and so it is, namaste.